Good. Oh, let's try that one again. Good morning, Facebook. Wednesday morning, overcast, slightly misty morning, and I'm making my way into Kensington for our Wednesday visit. And I've nearly been killed on the highway at least twice so far. People say Kensington is so dangerous because of all those people. Well, those people, that's quote marks, by the way, are incredibly safe. Out here, I-95, where people don't know how to drive anymore, the level of driving aggression is ridiculous. But, pardon me for ranting here a little bit, one of my pet peeves these days are these stupid, inappropriate auto insurance commercials that show ostriches bowling and geckos geckoing or whatever. And what's her name? The Prudential Insurance, is that right? Whatever it is. The little family of characters that are, it's a cute storyline, but it has nothing to do with driving safety. I think the insurance company could really serve the public a lot better by maybe having those cute storylines, but building in some driver safety tips. Too many people are dying on these highways from utter stupidity. And yet we have ostriches bowling in auto insurance commercials, etc. Okay, enough of that rant. Somebody's watching me. Paula's watching me. Hello. Yes, every once in a while I just have to have a rant about some other topic. But I'm making my way to Huntington Station. Today, this is where we meet on Sundays. Man, I am messed up. Wednesdays, still drinking my coffee here. So I think all my brain cells are not quite there yet. I hope all is well in your household. I love seeing that picture. I think I'm seeing progress there. That's cool. But yeah, we're going to Huntington Station where a certain combination of two people and I met. I'm losing track of time. Paul, are you able to tell me, would that have been like a year ago? Maybe a little more? I'm losing track of time as to when I would have met that particular combination of people. But that's where we go, and the population of folks who we are there to serve is actually lower there these days. They're getting chased away. And, there is a balance. I get it. Because there is an actual community there of people who are engaged in the routine stuff of life. There's stores. There's a school. A young children's school. I don't recall the details right now. But apparently the number of people enrolled in the school has diminished greatly because, according to the police, the homeless population that stays around Huntington Station right there, but you've got the shelter right there, and the shelter does not have any outdoor area for its residents to hang out, and so if they want to hang out outdoors and be near the shelter, the only place is right there in Huntington Station. So somebody didn't think that through too well. The oversized loads always have to park right there to be escorted over the bridges by police. And so there's 4 trucks hauling what I guess are slabs of concrete highway or something like that. But today's going to be a great day. Paula, I think you're watching. You can celebrate with me. Someone who your loved ones would know is celebrating 131 days today. And this particular someone says, why do you keep telling me the number? And I said, because I'm thrilled for you. The person says, well, okay, so am I. And she says, I'm proud of myself. I love myself again. It's amazing. So it is possible. So the recovery process is a lifelong journey. And I know one man I've been talking to, not from this setting, but to keep it general, another setting. And he said that he's been drug-free for something like pushing 20 years. And he says the battle is there every single day. With time, he's developed the tools, if you will, to be much better at resisting the call to use. But he says the call is always there. Yes, amazing. And so in the earlier stages of recovery, when that, I know it's a guy analogy, of ladies who I've talked to about this, when I mentioned the toolbox, I said, what are you talking about? So it's sort of a guy analogy, having the tools in the toolbox to get the sobriety done for one more day. As that span of time increases, the tools develop and get better, but it's never absolutely perfect. There's never a day apparently that you don't think about it a tiny bit at least. And so having open and honest conversations, I think, with loved ones, wow, you can't even see Center City right now. Barely. It's a misty day. Open and honest conversations with the person dealing with the addiction and their loved ones, so that the loved ones have a as clear can be, understanding of what are those little triggers throughout a day that might get the person thinking. And this is not, what I'm about to say is not from any formal training, but it just seems to make sense. That there's a balance there between the loved one deliberately or accidentally not triggering the person, and the person with the addiction developing the skills, so that when those little triggers come along, the person dealing with the addiction day in and day out, year after year, will not be blaming those around them. Oh, you triggered me. It's definitely a skill set that the person with the addiction just has to develop. So there's a balance there. I don't ever want to I would never deliberately trigger somebody, but something I say or do could accidentally, unintentionally trigger them. And so I need to be aware of that. But the flip side is the person with the addiction has to understand that their loved ones will, from time to time, say or do something that is an unintended trigger, and it's up to the person with the addiction to say, okay, these things happen from time to time. My loved one did not mean it. It's up to me to just say, deep breath, I'm okay. The trigger is not going to fire a bullet. And again, that's not from any class I took. It just sort of makes sense. Why is the weather getting worse in the city? I didn't think it was supposed to be. Oh, good grief. Well, let's see here. Driving into the city, the billboards, I can buy Coors Light, a heating system, whiskey, a Rolex watch, Compassionate Care, Moravian Health, Pondley Hockey, lawyer, an adult bookstore, another lawyer. I can go see the Nutcracker December 8th to 28th, no, 9th to 28th. I actually did that one time as a kid. I thought it was silly, a bunch of people jumping around. I never understood ballet. Free coffee at Wawa. See, I'm just looking for things to talk about here. The university. More health care. No, cancer care, okay. I don't know if you noticed those ripples in the road. They repaved that section back there for several miles, and it's a terrible paving. Pretty much guaranteed that a year from now they're going to be fixing it. McDonald's ad. Now this is interesting, not to bring up a weird topic, but these billboards in the past have had a lot more adult strip club kinds of ads. But there's not as many recently. That's a good thing. Oh boy. This has been pretty good. Sailing right in the beginning. Got about 2 more miles. No, whatever, yeah. Always makes me sad to see fresh skid marks on the highway going left or right and ending at one of the walls. It's like, that accident did not need to happen. Penn's Landing is that way. That way. Where we go at Huntington Station, we have the ceiling of the elevated train line above us, and that works out well on a day like this.
In 2 miles, take exit 23 toward Girard Avenue, Delaware Avenue.
Now it's 2 miles. Well, that worked out well. Alright, getting off I-95, and then I can breathe again. I do not like this highway, the way people drive.
In a quarter mile, take exit 23 toward Girard Avenue, Delaware Avenue. Take exit 23, then turn right onto Richmond Street. Turn right onto Richmond Street, signs for Delaware Avenue, then turn right onto Aramingo Avenue North. Take the next right onto Aramingo Avenue North. Continue on Aramingo Avenue North for 3/4 of a mile.
Paul was watching. I think you disappeared for a while. At least it seemed like it here. They're redoing under the bridges here, turning it into something of a park. But they planted an awful lot of plants that need maintenance, so it's going to be interesting to see how well they get maintained over the years. We'll see. So what I do is I'm now at the south end of Aramingo Avenue. I guess it's, yeah. Oh, tense. Tense, oh my goodness. Oh, what I was about to say. Oh, snagged by the yellow light, which means I'll be here till lunch. It's a long light. I have to remember, if I just cut that way, I can avoid this light. But I keep forgetting it. What was I had some brilliant thought I was going to share with you. I don't remember now. Oh, yeah. Whenever I get here to Aramingo, I always pull over into the Rite Aid parking lot, get myself a little bit organized for the visit, put the final touches on my organization, and then go down that way to Huntington, spend a couple hours there. 10:30, 11:30, wait, 11:30, 12:30, yeah, about 3 hours, wow. Usually 2 hours at Huntington, and then the last hour, as able, I go up to last stop and just visit up there, because there are certain folks that I like to try to find who are not at Huntington Station. Okay, so I'm pulling into the Rite Aid parking lot now. So this is where I usually shut off the video. So Paula, thank you for watching. Tell certain someones I said hi. I'm glad to know they're doing well. Day by day, inch by inch, and all that stuff. So thanks for all your support. Thanks for your support. And I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.